Greetings out there in YouTube land. Excuse me. Welcome to my channel. Today, I guess I'm going to do a remembrance video because it's almost to the year to the date that one of my dearest friends, Joseph Spencer, passed away. Joe was like a dad to me. And I guess I felt when Joe passed away how it really feels when you lose your father. Because my father was in my life, but my father, like all of the guys back in that day, because as you get older, you start to understand certain things. And my father spent a lot of time doing what he had to do, which was working. My father had 2 jobs to take care of 10 kids. Now, this is before most likely women got into the workforce. So all of the financial responsibilities and obligations fell on one person in the household. And there were 12 people in the household. So that's a big responsibility. And my father rose to the occasion. I rarely seen my dad because he was working. You know, he'd come home after working 2 shifts, eat dinner, take a shower, and go to bed. And he would repeat that cycle for 6 of the 7 days out of the week. You know, he was off on Sundays, went to church, and then came home and just tried to relax, you know, gearing up for the next go round of 6 days of working. You know, so we didn't spend that much time together, you know, and it's unfortunate, but he did what he had to do, and I loved him for it. You know, so, you know, didn't spend that much time. But, you know, with Joe, I spent a lot of time with Joe, you know, a whole lot of time. And, you know, I was like a younger version of Joe because we could literally finish each other's sentences. That's how well connected we were and in tune with each other. And when he passed away, it was a devastating blow. I got to sit here and listen to these kids go at it on my big cat. So it was devastating, you know, it was devastating. You know, the last time I lost somebody that dear was my mom, you know, because me and my mom was really close. And then, you know, my niece passed away a couple of years ago. And that was kind of a devastating blow, too, because I looked at my nieces as my own daughter, you know. So I thought I would, you know, again, pay tribute because I don't want Joe's memory to die. You know, just because you pass away, that don't mean that people should forget about you, especially when they had a big impact on your life. And it was this movie that I seen many years ago. I don't know what the name of it was, but it had a very unique storyline. And it was about this older guy that lived up in the mountains. And it was this young teenager guy that was trying to befriend him. And the old man kept ignoring his advantages to, you know, to make a friend. So the young guy just kept going, you know, at the guy, older guy, and the older guy kind of broke down and they became good friends. And he told him why he did not want to have any more friends in his life. And it was pretty interesting. He said that he had wished for eternal life and he got what he wished for. You know, that old saying, be careful what you wish for. So he thought that would make him happy. But he said he quickly realized that that was a big mistake because he said, I didn't want to have any more friends because once I befriend somebody, I know they're going to die. And it was just really devastating for him to continuously lose all of these friends that he cared about and they cared about him. And he had to keep going through that cycle over and over and over and over until eternity. So I thought that was a pretty interesting movie because I'm like, man, I never seen anything like that before. And I can kind of relate. Of course, I don't have eternal life, thank God, because I'm like, the state of the world is now, you can keep it, you know, because as you get older, you say, man, this would have never happened when I was younger. You know, I'm watching this news story about this young woman, 22 years old, that lived in Wilmette, Illinois. And someone murdered her in her home. They strangled her to death in her apartment. She had I think a 2-year-old. The 2-year-old went missing. Because usually back then, if someone assaulted or murdered somebody, they wouldn't touch the kids. They'd leave them there and hope that somebody would come and find them. This guy, piece of garbage, took the child and threw her in the lake and she drowned. So what kind of man would do that? You know? As we get older, the world becomes more wicked. And I'm like, I thank God that I grew up in the era that I did, you know, and one day soon, God's going to take me, hopefully. Because I'm at this point where I'm like, I don't want to see any more of this. It's like, I want to just close it off now, and just say, hey, I would live a wonderful life. And as it was getting extremely fucked up, I left. I passed away, because it's just so heartbreaking to just see how people don't care about each other no more. They kill people, all this carjacking nonsense. They got children as young as 13 years old taking cars. What the fuck you gonna do with a car at 13? You probably can't even drive, but it has become that violent in our society and in the world now that the young children, and I stress children, are going out and creating grown-ass men crimes. Grown-ass men crimes, 13 years old. Took this guy's car at gunpoint. It's like, what happened in his life so far that drove him to this? Because normally people commit crimes for many reasons, but mostly they don't have the resources that they feel they need, and they got to do what they got to do, which is definitely wrong to do. So I'm like, so what's this 13-year-old story? Is his rent due? Do he need a new pair of Jordans? What would be your motivation to commit a grown-ass man crime when you're a teenager? Because hopefully and supposedly your financial needs and shelter falls on your parents. It's like, okay, they got this until I'm 18, and then I'm on my own, or they coax me into adulthood. But at 13, you shouldn't be worried about nothing but schoolwork. That's it. Nothing but schoolwork. Still, I got to go out and steal me a car. Somebody got to give me a gun so I can go out there and take a grown man's car, So it's just, as you get older, it's like you see things just become worse and worse. The only thing that's getting better to me is technology. And some of this technology might not be in the best interest of certain people, but I'm going to close off this video. I just wanted to express, because I couldn't go to bed without doing this video on my friend Joseph Spencer, who passed away this year to the day. I miss him. I miss him a lot. And he won't be replaced. As I get older, my friend circles shrink for two reasons. Either they pass away, or some of these people was full of shit, and I got to get them out of my circle because I thought that they were my good friends and they had my back like I've had theirs over the years. But that car incident, when I needed three of my friends to step up to the plate, just one of them out of the three, all of them fell flat on me. And these are the same guys that on a regular basis, I do things for them and help them. And unfortunately, it's a shame that I had to force them out of my circle, because I'm like, if you don't force them out of your circle, you're going to become somebody's doormat. And Morris, man, ain't having that, So it's just unfortunate as you get older, your friends and family circle shrinks. I don't know if that's by design or that's just how it's supposed to be when you get older. Because I would like to think that those circle of friends would be there until we all die off, instead of someone got to go because they've proven to me that they're not my friends like I've been their friends. So on that note, I'm going to sign off and just say, I miss Joe. I love Joe. And God bless you, and hope things get better. Till then, take care.